Now, the focus on Unit 1 is problem solving. And we talked about precision in terms of sticking at fingers. We talked about scientific equation. So that's the focus of round 1. Going back and forth in scientific equation, we're looking at the sequence. Round 2. It's a long lab. It's got all word problems on it. So it's so let's go over that then. Now, it's a very long night. All right. Now, there are 4 steps solving a problem. In chemistry, physics, engineering. Balance the chemical equation. For physics, well, you do a lot of equations. You know a lot of equations in physics, but not balance the equation. But here we're going to be balancing the equation. Now, for unit 1, there's no chemical equation required. We can skip number 1. Number 2 is what is given. What information is given? You skip that. You look at what you're trying to calculate. And you have setup. And the setup goes from given to calculate. Okay? There can be a series of conversion factors. And that's it, problem solving. Now, a conversion factor where's the mouse? There it is. Okay. In basic algebra, if we multiplied A times C over A, the A's cancel, giving us C as the answer. Everyone remember that? Does anyone not remember that process? Okay. We're going to be working with a lot of fractions in here because the conversion factors are all fractions, no exception. So the idea on this whole thing if you have a given, let's just call it give. Okay, and you want to go to the calculated, this part here, called the setup. Now, using a series of fractions now, either 1 or 6, you're going to cancel out the given, and you're going to end up with the calculated left over. Now, this applies to any word problem. And there are 4 types of word problems in the world. But basically, you have given always has to cancel. You want to get rid of that early on. And then we need to look at the conversion factor. What does it give us after the given is canceled? Is it what we're trying to calculate? If it is, you're done. If it isn't, then we need to take that and convert it to something else. Possibly something else. So it's a deal where we go, until we get what we want. It's just like a game. What do you know? What you know is converted to a fraction. And you apply that. Now, since conversion factors are fractions, I'm going to change earbuds tomorrow. Okay. For example, how many inches are in 34 centimeters? By the way, I have a handout for you. The advantage of coming to lecture in person because you get a solid copy of the handout. Otherwise, all the no, it's not, it's now. It's boiling for the earth. And when you look at something that we assume you're looking at tons of water. This is not. All right, everyone got a handout? Okay. Now, this is going to come in handy when we start using chemicals in the problem solving. So, in unit 1, we don't use chemicals. We use other things. Okay, so for every conversion factor, it starts with an equality. In other words, 1 inch. Okay, so that's the equality. We can convert that to a fraction. For example, if we have 5 squared over 25, what's the answer? 1, because 5 squared is 25. And that's 1. Now, the idea on the conversion factor is they're all going to be set up like this. They're all going to be a fraction. And that way we can kind of cancel out stuff as we go on. You know what we want to do. So, the conversion factors are your car. Where you start with is a given. Where you end up with is a calculator. You get calculated, we're going to do all these conversions. Sometimes there's 6, sometimes there's 1. Okay, now, and there are units associated with it. So for every conversion factor, you've got the inverse is legal as well. You always have two. And students always tell me, word problems, I don't know where to start. You start with a given. I don't know how to get to calculate it. Well, we're just going to conversion factor it out. So let's do this. Okay, so let's look at this problem here. How many inches are in 34 centimeters? What's given? There's no reaction. We skip step one. What's given? 34 centimeters. That goes on the left. What are we trying to calculate? Inches. That always goes on the right. And the last step is setup. So we need every problem has at least one. I apologize for my stupid health, and thank you for your patience in getting through this. Okay, so what conversion factor that has both centimeters and inches in it? Right, we just did it, right? That's the question. Which one do we use? Now, the trick is which one? Okay, so we need to cancel out the centimeters. So this is how you know which one to use. You don't have to worry about memorizing anything. No more. So we're going to use this one here. So that's 1 inch over 254. Centimeters cancel. Yeah.
So the denominator is always the one that cancel out, right?
That always goes, the denominator. And it doesn't matter what step we're in. The denominator always gets whacked. You sleep with the fishes. Do you guys watch Sopranos? Yeah, you remember that? Sleep with the fishes. Okay, so we're all done. What are you trying to calculate? Inches? Non-cancelled units. We're left with inches. Now, Okay, so this is the answer my calculator gives me. Okay, so is that the right answer? Why? Huh? You're right, but why? Why can't we use that number? We've got a $100 calculator that says that's the number versus a 75-year-old mom. What's the answer? Well, you have to do a sig figs. Do sig figs. Now, the conversion factor for conversion factor for um, relationships. I bold-faced some of them. Those are the perfect ones. The other ones you need to apply sig figs rules. That's boldface. So that's infinite sig figs. So this then has infinite sig figs. So what's smaller, 2 or infinite? 2, right. So our answer is going to have 2 sig figs. And this thing's got like 10 or 11 or whatever. So we go to the third place. And that determines the second place. It's 0 to 4, so we drop it. So that's the answer, 1.3. Okay, yeah. Oh, 15. I bet you my calculator says E1, yes, times 10 to the first. So it's going to be that or 13. So my calculator mode was set to scientific notation. But unless you look at the very end, there's a tiny, tiny 10 with an X above them, but it's tiny. Of course, I should be not using that since my eyes are bad. Okay, good save. Thank you. All right, does that make sense? With 10 points. This is 9 points. That's 1 point. Okay. How important is setup? 90% work, right? So you don't even need a calculator to get 90% of that product, right? You just set it up. So you don't need a calculator for this. Okay, so that's the setup. So the setup can be longer than that. In dry lab 2, there's a lot of them that are longer than 1 step. And it's 1 step because it immediately, once the givens canceled, we're left with the calculated units. Okay, so no more questions about that. Okay, now what I want to talk about before we do any other examples, there are 3 main types of problems that we're going to have in chemistry. Here is the given and unit calculated in here. So we're starting with something that's not a fraction. So then we get to end with something that's a given. If we start with a fraction, if a given is a fraction, we have to come up with a fraction and calculate an answer. So, fraction to fraction. This is really a linear relationship. And then also there's something that goes, so this is linear here. You can also go from something that's squared to something that's squared as well. Again, if the given is squared unit-wise, the calculated has to be squared to go along with it. You have to match. So fraction. So if we have a fraction input, we need a fraction calculated. And it's going to be in the form of a fraction. Whether it's a decimal fraction or a non-decimal fraction, it doesn't matter. It's got to be a fraction though. And if we're using square, if the input is squared, then our output has to be squared as well. Same with cubic. And we start with something that's cubic, like cubic centimeters or cubic liters, whatever. Cubic to cubic. Linear to linear, square to square. Fraction to fraction. Okay? All right, so it's two things here. One, we need to figure out what conversion is that. Example, how many apples are in a dozen? Well, one dozen, one apple. Okay? So we need to get rid of the given. Always. No exception. Always. Second, what are we trying to calculate? Well, if we're starting with a fraction like this, we need to calculate it needs to be a fraction of what? So I'm going to go through a bunch of examples today using each one of those sets. The easiest one that most people kind of cling to is linear to linear. Okay. And also for dry lab today, this is page 1 of your dry lab that I've modified. This is so much better than the one that's in your lab packet. Your lab packet, anything that's has infinite sig figs, it's just italicized. And it's hard to tell whether it's italicized or not italicized. This, I made it bold. Here's something matters. Additionally, I've improved the metric conversions as well. Okay, so let's do some examples here. Okay, how many miles are in 12 inches? What's given? 12 inches. And what are we trying to calculate? Mile. I want you to notice something here. in the problem paragraph, look for a number. And the unit attached to it. That will be the given. The unit that has no numbers is what you're trying to calculate. And then the next step is, are there any relationships that we know that goes from miles to inches? Well, over here, miles to inches. Let's see. Well, we got feet to miles. We have kilometers to miles. Okay, so this is not a one-step problem. It will be more than one step because the conversion factor does not have in it the calculated and given. So we need to go to an intermediate. And then from the intermediate, we go to the final. So starting at 12 inches. And what's going to be here? Huh? And what goes on the top? Right. Okay. Now our inches cancel. Now we've just converted the 12 inches to centimeters. Now if we can get to meters, excuse me, if we can get to kilometers, then we can use this conversion factor here. Okay, so let's go over here and remember 1609. Okay, so it was 1.6, right? 1.6, okay. All right. Now there's something missing here. What's missing? Right. We need to somehow use conversion factors to go from centimeters to kilometers or kilometers. Okay. So what do we know centimeter wise? To get to kilometers? Well, there's no direct conversion. Okay, we can go, oops. Okay, that gives us meters, not kilometers. We have one more conversion factor. What we're going to do is we're going to move this one out a little bit. Now, what's the next conversion factor? Meters to kilometers. How many meters are in a kilometer? Okay, so meters cancel, kilometers cancel. What are we left with that's not been canceled? Miles. And that's what we're trying to calculate. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 step problem.
Yeah.
Now, in tests, your answer wasn't like mine. Here, I look at your setup. If your setup is logical, full credit. Yeah, that's why we do multiple choice. No partial credit with multiple choice. Now, let's say your setup is correct, but your answer is not. Could be. Numbers in the calculator could be off. Okay, how many sig figs is in our answer? Okay, well, how many is this one here? This one's infinite. What about this one? um, all metric conversions are by definition. That means they're perfect. That means that's infinite, infinite, infinite. Okay. And this was this bold-faced? Check it out. No, it's not cold. So that means we have to calculate the sig figs in there. Okay, so that's and then there's okay, so our answer is going to be 2 sig figs. And I want to talk about an alternate way to calculate this as well, based on what she was saying. A number of you mentioned feet. And we should get the same answer. Okay, now I ended up with an awkward number, so I'm going to go with scientific notation. Okay, everyone see how this is called unit cancellation. If you take chemistry in this department or any other school, they use this. It's exactly this unit cancellation. Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused about how we get, like, what's the process of getting from point A to point B?
Yeah, that's challenge. Is you're gonna be fussing with conversion factor.
Well, like, just looking at inches converting, if you put 12 in the denominator and then what's the, like, the path?
We're gonna use feet.
Um,
Okay, well, the reason why inches is the denominator, that's a cancel.
yeah. So you multiply 12 by 2.54 or?
Okay, now. Calculator time. Do this problem. A lot of people do it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 calculations they have to do. I can do it in one. Okay. Now the way it is, think of this as a line Going all the way through here. All the correction bars connect. And what we start with, the correction bar is one, it's only one. So, on your calculator, you multiply all the top numbers without pressing enter. We're going to go 12 times 254 times 11111. Don't have to worry about ones. Okay. Now we're going to hit the division key. For 100. Division key again for 1000. And these are all so what I'm saying here is anything on the top, you multiply. Once you can do the one in the calculator, you have to. You can subtract you. Anything that's not one on the bottom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 divides. And you calculate, you divide, divide. And no intermediate steps. The calculator does all that junk. And you don't have to write down anything. Let your calculator's circuitry do that for you. So notice we have 1, 2, oh, it's 1, except for 1. So we have 1, 2, 3 non-1 divisions. So we have first one, second one, third one. And it's okay, so get in the habit of working it through your calculator rather than doing 5 individual steps. The more steps you take, the more tendency for you to make a mistake. Okay, does that make sense? Everything on the top you multiply. Everything on the bottom you divide. Works every time. Okay, so let's who's that? Weird noises. Huh?
Somebody just dropped it.
Oh, okay. I'm used to my apartment. Okay, so let's do it using feet. So 12 inches. Let's get over to feet. How many inches are in a foot? Okay, now we're in feet. Now we need to go to what? Is there a conversion factor feet to miles? Yes, there is. Okay, right here. Okay. And notice boldface. That means it's infinite sig figs. Okay, 5280. Okay, so 2 sig figs, or infinite. And all these are both infinite. Okay, let's see what our answer is. Okay, so we get the same answer. So the point of this is you end up in the same place. At this point, you're kind of thinking metric. This one's kind of thinking non-metric. But bottom line is, actually, something to do. So sometimes there's multiple ways to get to the same place. I am not telling you that my way is a better way. In fact, I think this is a better way, less steps. But the bottom line is, this is just as correct as this. And on a test, if we did that one and I wrote that down in my key, I went, oh yeah, that works fine. You'll find some instructors are not that lenient. They go, well, you didn't set up the way we did it in the class. Okay, so this is infinite sig figs. Okay, is everyone okay with that one? A multi-step problem. We just keep playing a game. Like when I was in high school, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. And we didn't have computers in those days. We did, but not at school. So we did it all on paper. We had these books. And we rolled the dice. We looked at what it said. Page 53. Would it say do that? That's what we're going to do, right? And then when I started doing computerized stuff, I became less and less interested in it. So I've done a lot of IT work over the years. I was an IT manager for a school district in Pacifica for a number of years. And so I'm very comfortable with math. And I was a math major, actually, when I enrolled in Davis. So for me, I'm very comfortable around numbers. And so sometimes my way can be longer or shorter. Now, what I don't want you to do is a lot of you that have used metric system your whole life, right? And no problem. Put it the favorite way. This way or that way. First one, and you're familiar with metric stuff. If you've not done metric stuff much in your past, this looks more friendly to me.
I have one question. It should be kilometers or miles over there.
Oh, yeah. Because otherwise it wouldn't come out, or calculated wouldn't come out correct number units. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. There's a mean when I accept errors. I did it again. Okay, so you guys okay with this? Now, there are different levels of understanding of it. First level is you can follow it and get me. Next level is you go on your own, and the next level is you trying to explain it to someone else. Three levels of understanding context. What I don't want you to do are shortcuts. Like you may know, can you do that directly? Centimeters to kilometers. How many centimeters in a kilometer? Well, it's 2 and 3 multiple.
It's on 2000.
So what I'm saying is, I would use the table I gave you and use that table and you won't go wrong. If in your head you did what I just said and it comes out okay. Problem is that if you miscalculated when you did that, then because you're doing two, and frequently when you go to the tutor, they do that kind of stuff. So if you go to a tutoring session and you do this jump, from 10 to the 5th, so could you go in smaller steps, please? And show them the way I look at it. Because the teachers in this department like our class. They like the way I teach you to set things up. Because that's the way they teach their students. Only they cover what we covered. What we cover in 12 weeks, they cover in 2 weeks. Yeah.
That conversion sheet on our tab.
Yeah. Good question. The question you didn't hear, the conversion sheet, yes. That'll be the back page.
How many questions going on?
Google practice test.
Is this-
A question was practice test? Question mark?
Is it open notes for the test?
No. You can have, the test slide, you can have, next slide, two slides.
That's the final.
And the reason why I call it final is because in this class, a lot of what we do build on the prior unit. It's not final. We should test for that. But unit 2 test is based on a lot of unit 1 test material. When's the final? It's cool, right? That's include everything. Well, the way I do it, it automatically is included. But test 5, you just get 5. And fulfill that purpose. Some people don't like 5, too much stress. But if you notice the test 5 is still 100 points. It's not like it's worth 500 points for anything like that. Okay. Okay, so let's do. Okay, now we're going to do one that's fraction to fractional. So, 34 miles per gallon per hour. So what's given? What's given? Yeah, look for the number and the associated units to go with it. So we're starting with 34 miles per hour. And we want to end up with kilometers per second. Okay, fraction to fraction. Now, my best way to do this, think of a fraction of fractions. One's the numerator, one's the denominator. It really makes it a lot simpler. Okay, so we want to numerator, denominator. Someone say something. Huh? Denominator. Okay, that's the denominator. So we need to go from hours to seconds. Now, hours has to cancel. So now it has to be in the top. Because if it's on the bottom, it won't cancel. Okay, now we have minutes on the bottom. Now we need to get to seconds. Okay, so the minutes cancel. All right, so now we have seconds. Now we have to work on the kilometer side. Okay, so we're going from miles to kilometers. Okay, so miles have got to cancel. And then kilometers, is it 1609? Anyone remember?
Yeah, 16.
Okay, so now our miles cancel here to here. Notice I skipped about 3 of those fractions. Doesn't matter whether it's right next to it or downstream of it. Run the cancel. So everything stands on the head for kilometers. Okay. Sig figs. 3, infinite, infinite, infinite. That's infinite. No, it's not. So that's, 4/6. So our answer is 2/6. 3/6, excuse me. So there's 1.54 times 10 to the minus 2 kilometers per second. 4 point. If you didn't like scientific notation, there's a regular number. It would be awkward. This should be 0.0154 times 10 to the minus 2. Okay, so any questions on that guy? Fraction to fraction. Okay, a plane burns 34 liters of jet fuel per second. All right, so we need to end up with gallons per hour, excuse me, liters per gallons per hour. And we're starting with 34 liters per second. So fraction problem, fraction to fraction. So let's do the denominator first. So we need to go from seconds to hours. So we can go and then we can go minutes to hours. Now we need to go. Now we need to go from liters to gallons. I have no fever, you guys. I'm not contagious. I sound like a TB ward. Okay, so we're looking at volume now. There's one that's liters per gallon, one stepper, and that's 3785. It's bold. Okay, I didn't erase the one I did last semester. Okay. Now we need to look at liters per gallon. And that is 37.85. Meters cancel. All right, what's left over is a gallon per hour. I'm trying to calculate. Okay, so we're looking at 34 times 60 times 60 divided by 3. How many sig figs? We have 2 sig figs. Infinite, infinite, infinite. So we're looking at 2 sig figs in the answer. So this is what my calculator gave me. Okay, we need to convert this to 2 sig figs. Okay, so here's the third one that kicks that up to a what? What's 1 more than 9? 10. Okay, so that makes that a 0. No. No. It would be, if you're going to do scientific notation, it'd be 10 to the 0.
I think you're calculating.
Well, let me see. 34 times 60.
A lot of us over here, we get like 3.2 times 10 of that.
All right.
So my calculator, let me see if- I think you can change it. I had the same issue on my calculator.
You somehow changing modes?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
change them, like clear it. Yours is a little different than mine. But if you know how to clear your calculator
Mhm.
and then
Um, it's there's scientific notation, non-scientific notation. 10 to the 0 is 1. So that's
why
why the
did it
number,
go from scientific notation to all of a sudden not though? That's
because I'm in non-scientific mode, you know.
so you're in scientific mode, and then all of a sudden not in the same.
Yeah, because I just
table?
changed the mode, yeah. Oops. Yeah. This is what I just changed. See, it's normal now, as opposed to scientific notation. Switch it up.
I'm not sure because it's a little different than my.
Okay, so this is the right answer. We did it 4 times.
No, you go through, right?
Yep.
Because we reduce everything to the perspective.
Just multiply everything on top. That's 34 times 60 times 6. Divide by everything on the bottom.
You're dividing by lots of each.
Three.
That's 3.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're dividing by less than 10, but multiplying by more than.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be getting less than, or
I got this.
less than 10. Everybody else got like 3.2. Times 7.4. Yeah.
All right. Who claimed the 2.2 is already
3.2.
3.2?
I'm wrong, it's usually so bad. Can I bring my calculator?
Yeah.
9. Yeah.
All right. So multiply 34 times 6.
So 34 times 60 times 60 divided by 3.785.
And watch the world with my fancy calculator.
Here, let me look at it.
I mean, this thing I got for like $5. It's just basic scientific
Not
calculator.
like the most expensive calculator, but maybe there's a mode that it's in that.
Ah. Just a minute. Come here, let me show you. I don't know your name. Oh, that's fine.
That's Wes, wasn't that?
Okay, see what I did wrong?
34 times 60 divided by 60.
It's not, it's supposed to be multiplied by 60.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
That's
You
right.
just switch one of the signs. So it's, yeah.
So what answer do you get?
3.2 times 10 to the 4th.
3.2, okay.
Times 60 times 60 divided by 3.785. 32, 33.8. Is that what you have?
No, I was looking on his calculator, but that's fine.
Okay.
The answer should be, I didn't mean to grab it, but
No, that's okay.
looking at, you know, switch between regular and scientific.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to have to.
Right here, it says science, engineering.
Okay.
So you go shift,
Okay.
that,
Ah.
enter. See, it's in scientification now.
Okay. Perfect.
And to go back, you just go, float, which stands for floating point.
Okay. Ah, okay. Thank you. I'm gonna have to spend some time bonding with the calculator.
So it works fine. Does that
Okay,
make
good.
sense what I do?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Having another look at this. The sense is fine. The what I put in was not fine. Instead of multiplying 60 by 60, I get to divide. So this divided by 60 makes it work. So in that situation, the previous answer, I was looking at said, your setup is fine. Answer's wrong. 9 points out of 10. And I can tell you I did that on purpose to show you, but I didn't.
Also, I have one more question. If it's like 60, that should have like, significant figures or not?
Well. 260. It's always a smaller number. All right.
So again, it wouldn't matter if you had done 1 gallon over 3.785 liters. If you had done that first, before you did the second conversions, it wouldn't have mattered, right?
I'm not sure I followed what.
So first, in our setup, we have the seconds conversions, first converting from seconds to minutes to hours. But that wouldn't have mattered if we had done that second, right? Like for signing up.
What I did, I put
Okay,
this down.
thank you. I can hear this. So I'm just saying, like, if we had put in our setup the gallon conversion first from liters,
Oh, I see, yes.
it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, because in algebra, multiplication division on one and the same. It doesn't matter where it's located, it still can go. If you have 29 fractions, this one's like half of this. Does that make sense? All right, sorry, you guys. You had to put up with my human side plus my cough. Kudos to you. Okay, now I'm going to go through some more examples here now. If we look at linear versus square versus cubic, it's going to be the same thing as with fractions. If you start with a cubic measurement, you're going to end with a cubic measurement. And I don't give you the conversions. Notice on length, there's no squared or cubic. You have to calculate that. So we're just measuring one side of a block. That's what we do. What if we wanted to measure the whole top of the block? So that would be 30 square feet. It wouldn't be 328. Let me show you one. So say we started with an aside. When we work with square numbers, and what's the reason for what is it? We have to square the whole thing. I mean, two, one squared, feet squared, 12 squared, inches squared. If it's cubic, three, it's going to be 1 cube, feet cube. That's one. In class. There. Have a nice day. So we have cubic, we need the whole box, not just the top, but going inside. So we have 1 cube, 2 cube, 12 cube, inches cube. Now, you have to multiply the number here. That's why this is 144 now. So one square is 1. So 1 foot square foot is equal to 144 square inches. Okay? And it's two-dimensional. That means we have 12 on one side, 12 on the other. Find the area that it's 12 inches off. That's where 144 comes from. The cubic, we just cube it. So 12 cube would be whatever. All right, so that's another type problem. So let's look at this problem here. So given is 49, 3, square meters. We want to calculate inches. Square inches. Okay, so there's a conversion to go from meters to inches. And what is that? Does anyone see where we go? A direct conversion? Okay, so let's. So instead of going meters to inches directly, let's go to, what's another? uh, Is there a meter to feet there? We need an intermediate step here. What's the intermediate step? There's probably meters to feet. Okay, so we're gonna go. So, and this is gonna be 3 squared. This is 3 foot. Okay, now we're at square feet. Now we need to go to square inches. Okay. So we know there's 12 inches to a foot. That'd be 12 squared. Okay, so meters cancel. Feet's canceled. What are you left with? Inches. Yeah, inches. Now we have to do the numbers separately. So again, you can do this all in one step. So we're going to go, let's convert these so it's clearer what's going on. So that's 328 squared. And we get it out of floating and into scientific. So let's do this again here. 328 squared. Basically, it's 10. do I square the 49? It's already been squared. So you don't do anything with the given. So it's 49.3. Okay. Meters cancel gives us square feet. And we need to go feet to inches. Okay, so 12 times 12 is 144. All right, feet canceled, square feet canceled. So we're left with inches, square inches. So we're looking at 49, 23, times 10. Big number. Okay, so that's 3 sig figs. So this is 7.00 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, so the bottom line is we start with square whatever, we're going to end with square whatever. Questions about this guy? Just remember to either square or cube the number part of your conversion. Yeah. Now my calculator said it was 7. How many sig figs is that? 1, right? The answer should have 3, so it's 7.00. Correct. Because it doesn't have 3 sig figs. Okay, everyone see why 7 is incorrect? 7 has 1 sig fig. Okay, so let's do one more cubic one. Okay, so we're going from cubic meters, cubic inches. And we end up with cubic meters. Okay, well, we do know that there are we can get the we'll get the cubic centimeters, and then from there, oops, Okay, inches will cancel. We need to go from um, um, cubic centimeters to cubic meters. So that's 100 cubed centimeters to 1 cubed meter. Now we have to find what these numbers are here before we can go any further. Yeah, 254 centimeters per inch. And then we have 100. Okay. Does everyone see why we have to cube the number part? What I'm talking about here. Okay, so okay. All right, now we're in centimeters. Now we need to get over to inches. Okay, so 254 cubed is 16. Um, so we need to get in cubic meters. So, and then this is going to be how many centimeters are in. Okay, so cubic centimeters cancel. We're left with meters, cubic meters. So to grind that out. Okay, three sig figs, infinite, infinite. So we're looking at three sig figs for the answer. So it's going to be 0.08 1. Okay, so is that a reasonable answer? Okay, which is bigger, an inch or a meter? You all need to say meter. We're starting with inches, though. Inches are a lot smaller than meter. Inch, meter. So we want our answer is probably going to be smaller than 49. If it's smaller than 49, yeah. This is a meter. Okay. So again, tricky part on doing this is this multiplication. Bring this up. And this is here. And you did it from one step on the calculator. We're going to calculate this first. This first. That's here. And this should be cubed also. So okay, so let's do this. Everyone understand where I got these numbers? This number is that here. This number is that here. Can you multiply this? 100 cubed is what? That's one with 100. Boom. Two, 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 two. Okay, so we end up with, we'll do this again, just to make sure. Okay, is that what you got? All right. I don't want to make it too simple. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we have this. We do this, so scientific, probably scientific is more important. We end up with 0.0, 0.007. It's not something. What's going on? Are you guys, on Tuesday's election, did you guys all look at that video? Basically, I'm kind of repeating that video. It's not a real personal, but. So if you haven't watched that video, you probably, well, you might want to watch it for, just to make sure you understand it, but it's not that critical to watch it now that we've kind of covered it. Now I'm going to cover something else today that I wanted to make sure that this is a solid, control.
I tried to look for the video on cameras and there's.
All the videos on module. So let's see. Now there at this school, unlike the other school I teach at, if I have double, I have a double possession, I have to make a special kind of hint called blueprint. And the blueprint incorporates both of the sections, Friday, Saturday sections together. So I change blueprint, and then that plays sync, and then it goes out to channel. So let me see what we have here. Okay, this is the video I posted. Do you see this? Let me do another sync and see if that helps. You have a question about modules as well?
No, it's different. Yes.
Will you refresh your page?
Here, you could have 366, yes. I will have 02. It should be 3.
Well, it depends, whatever number's smaller, these are all two things. So those are, so we give them 3 6 bigs, 3 6 bigs. Better?
Like, two numbers, like one of them has 3 and one of them has 4 siblings. The answer should have 10.
Always the smaller. Oh, always the small. Now, if it's a perfect, by definition, conversion factor, those are the local count.
I'm sorry, if I didn't understand anything in the lecture, how do you want to? I have my.
You just scan it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you click on the assignment. it'll pop up.
Oh, okay, thanks so much.
That's a lot. I was, I couldn't find these, PDF that my lab is on Saturday and I just didn't have class. So I was wondering if you had like a physical copy, since I saw it wasn't doing.
No, it's digital copy.
It's digital copy.
Yeah, if you go to, files, lab related. Let's see that.
Also,
Let me show.
I want to let you know that in April, I'm going to be gone from the 11th through the 18th because I'm going on a missionary trip to Mexico with my church. But I'd be missing one lab, but I got my lab coat. So I was hoping to tie dye that to make up for that one lab.
That'll work.
Okay.
So, this is files. We go to lab related. And let's see. Here is lab.
I saw the one on stoichiometry, but
Right. I don't understand because I put, here's lab 2. That's the one we're doing today. And there should be a lab, oh, lab 1, I just missed it. So yeah, they're both there.
okay.
So
Thank you.
files, lab related.
Got it. Thank
It
you.
doesn't say dry lab. It says lab 1 and 2.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I was just wondering if this is an okay calculator to use, because there supposed to say something different, and if I have to buy a new one.
Definitely don't buy a new one. That's a really nice calculator. Now, in my class, that calculator is fine, but it depends on what your next class is going to be.
Okay.
And it has to do with this mem. The memory.
Okay.
And then you go down there for clearance rates.
Okay.
So your next teacher, may let you use that if you show them the memory's clear.
Okay.
What I just did, you go to mem.
Yeah.
And number 2 or number 3, whatever, it's clear. Clearance.
Okay.
That's a really nice calculator. That's the same one I have.
Okay.
Mine's
Yeah,
in red.
I was just wasn't sure. I was like, oh, I don't know. This is like, I just want to make it.
It's a waste of money to buy it.
Hello, my name is Joe, and I just wanted to ask an advice from you, if you don't mind. I just recently realized, unfortunately, that this class is not transferable, so I would like to switch to the other class, which is Chem 3A, and I reached out to the professors, but I won't too late. I mean, it's up until February 9, right? And I was just hoping to see if there's still any way to switch the classes.
Oh, but it's not transferable. There's nothing to do about that. It's just a prep class for 3A or 1A or 2A. Or maybe in a year or so, when regulations transfer. So right now, it's not.
Yes, I was just hoping to switch the classes from this one to the Chem 3A, but I was just hoping to seek advice from you, just a personal advice, like what to do in this type
Well,
of.
how is your math?
That is good.
Okay, so far everything's been fine.
Yeah.
Okay. The main thing in this class, you already know the math. You need to get some concepts down. And the setup. Okay, so if you're really good at math, you tend to skip stuff. And if you don't get the answer right, you can't get partial credit if you didn't set it up right or you didn't set it at all.
Right.
So that's one point. Another is naming. Oh, wow. And we get into short geometry. So if you just stay here, you will be in good shape when you go to 3A.
Yeah. I just, my parents don't want me to waste like 6 months. I'm not saying like waste. I'm still gonna learn a lot of things from your class. Absolutely. It's just that my parents don't want me to stay up like for 6 months for a non-transferable course. So
Well, I understand. Are they paying for it?
school, we're partially paying.
Just tell them it's not your part.
But yeah, the situation is still sad, so.
Well, I know.
You personally know these professors. It's Professor Porter and Professor Hay.
Yeah.
Stuart Hay.
Stuart Hayes, right. What was the first one?
Porter. Rhiannon Porter.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, they know what's going on big time. Those two are, Hayes is the department chair and she's close. So are those the two 3A classes?
Yeah, I was just talking to switch on them, but
Well, if you're gonna do the transfer, you need to do it fast.
I already reached out to them, but I'm not sure if it's too late. I need to.
But a lot of stuff, see, the problem is, 1A and 3A, everything we've done so far, they cover in the first day. So it moves along fast. That's the challenge, is the speed at which course goes through.
I will handle it.
Thank you very much.
I'm confident myself. I will handle it. Just a question
Yes.
for transferring.
You must have your counselor.
Counselor. I reached out to the counselor too, but will counselor be able to do anything if it's gonna be past the deadline, which is February 9th? So is it still possible to drop on this class and get added to the chemistry 3A after the deadline, like February 9th?
Wasn't today the 9th? Today's the 7th.
7.
So you have, yeah.
It's not like working days actually.
but you need a permission number.
Permission number, yeah.
I only have for Chem A. I don't have any permission numbers for any other class. So you have to get that from there and then do it.
Yeah, I reached out to them, but I'm not sure if they're gonna like see my email and
If,
the ones they're not working
if
on.
Hayes or, Porter give you the permission number, they won't question it.
Mhm,
You're in,
mhm.
if they'll give you it.
Was he be able to do it in during like these 3 days? I mean, tomorrow he's not working tomorrow, right? Or as far as I know.
No one's working tomorrow. except me. So I don't know about that. You might want to just go over there now. See if you can find them.
Mhm.
This office is very close to the lab,
Very close as well.
but it's in the other lab,
Mhm.
the lab that's next door.
Are they working today?
Huh?
Are they working today?
I didn't see them, but I came right here. And see, when I come here, I don't go in that building at all.
Oh,
I don't see anyone.
Okay, okay.
Well, go talk to Stu. He's very easy to talk to, or Brianna. And then see what they say, because you need to do it fast.
I'm thinking.
So I've been printing out my dry lab, but I was wondering if I can just take pictures of it to send to the, when I submit it for today. Or does it need to be downloaded and written on?
So what form is it in right now? Is it on like white paper or something like that?
I think so.
Okay, well, scan that, whatever you have. And make sure you cover, make sure I understand what the problem name is and stuff you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, scan that and then click on assignments for dry lab, for lab one, and it'll prompt you for a file.
Okay.
That'll be the profile. I mean, that'll be your PDF file.
Thank you. Also, one more thing. I have a counselor appointment next week, but I'm a part of SAS or DSPS, and I've been trying to get my accommodations for this semester. So I just wanted to let you know that
It'll be coming.
yeah.
What combination do you usually get? Longer test time or?
Longer test time. I'm not sure how it is for every class or professor. Sometimes open notes. It really depends. I don't know how to explain it, but usually it's longer test time.
Okay,
That's about it.
water test time is fine.
Yeah.
You don't need, I don't need a letter.
Okay.
I trust you. And then you need to find out the other stuff though.
Okay. They usually when they do because last semester they print out a paper with my accommodations and then I give them to the professor. And then
They usually will send me an email as well.
that too, yeah. Okay. But I have the appointment next Tuesday.
Okay.
So yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
My name's Patience, by the way. I'm not sure if Patience.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you knew like every person's name.
I don't know anyone's patience. Sorry.
Tried to send him the accommodation, but it said like error email. That's like your email is like an error. I don't know like, what other way I could send you my accommodations.
Did they give you a printout?
No, it's in like my counselor emailed it to me.
We do a screen print. And then send me that.
Okay.
Because it's not very long. It's about this long on the page. It's a long paragraph, not very long.
And also, oh, the lab packet. Are we supposed to like? Is that like our labs?
Mhm.
And are we supposed to write on them?
Mhm. You
Oh,
also
okay.
need to get one of these. A comic book as well.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then we have a textbook.
And I'm gonna go over this.
Oh, sorry, not to interrupt you. Do you want us to get it, this, what's this called again?
Like
Graph paper, yeah. So you want us to get
if
that?
you want, if it's available, leave room for table contents.
Okay, graph or lined paper, either
Fine,
one.
yeah. And don't spend more than $2.
Okay. Okay,
Also, I don't know like if you could help me with the material. Like today, I couldn't like hear you. I was telling her I couldn't hear you a lot back there.
actually, yes, because the thing was
Yeah,
going,
the
so
thing
she's gonna sit
coming
up
on,
front
okay,
next
huh?
time.
Okay, raise your hand
Okay.
and go like this.
Are you gonna post the video of
Yeah.
it today? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna get on there.
I always post it.
Okay.
So, in fact, let me get that going right now.
Okay.
Is lab one due
Tomorrow?
tomorrow?
Okay.
So we have lab one due tomorrow, and that's it, right?
And then lab 2 will be a week
Next week.
from.
Okay.
It's always a week.
Okay, so then lab 2 is due next Saturday, even though we don't have school.
Okay.
But you
Okay,
have Canvas, so.
Are we
Yeah.
supposed to like upload the labs by Canvas or try to
Canvas.
Canvas?
Every lab is gonna be Canvas.
So you have to scan it. That's new to me too.
Yeah.
I can tell you a free app a free app?
There's a lot of free apps that scan. Just make sure your app can do additional pages though. Because I don't want to have 5 pages, I don't want to have 5 PDFs.
Yeah,
I'll give you 0 in that lab to alert you that's, and I'll leave a comment.
so CAM scanner, CAM scanner. That is a good, I don't know if you want to, it was recommended to me by the tutor and it's good because it,
But there's a lot of reasonable ones out there.
oh, okay. It's just this one's free and it does do the multiple pages. Okay,
Tell her.
okay. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So you want like the lab in one whole page?
Yeah, I can show you
Not one
real
whole page.
quick.
It's multiple page. It's one file.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
kind
get
of
it now.
weird. So it's,
I thought it was like one solo page.
it's one PDF. Yes, hang on, let me make sure. that
Oh,
I
okay.
saved
Yeah, I
this. I don't know how to save this. I'm still kind of trying.